What's up, guys? It's your boy Mick here, and this week we're gonna do things a little bit different. You don't see my face, even though I have cameras and I got a green screen, because today I'm doing my first impressions. And if you've been around with the channel since it started, you know normally I'll just have you playing the game, giving my impressions real time. Uh, I'm probably gonna do a video like that where I'm gonna just record me playing the game, but this is just more so just my opinions about my first impression with the release. The game's been out for maybe 3 days, 4 days now, and I think we need to talk about it. If you are following Bless Online at all, you have probably seen all of the videos that everybody has been saying that the game is trash and that it sucks. It's not worth your money and all that stuff. And I can't say that I fully agree, but I also can't say that they're wrong. So let's talk about it. Hit them with the So, the first thing I want to talk about is expectations. I think that a lot of people had certain expectations with the game, and I think that's what happened with people with it falling short of those expectations, which I get it. The MMO market, which we all know, has not had, it's not been popping. It ain't have what everybody's been looking for. There's no new games really out, nothing to really look forward to. So with Bless coming out, everyone's like, yes, this is it. This is the time where I can finally go and become my true self. Fuck whatever game I was just playing because I was bored. That wasn't the case. Bless was riddled with a lot of different issues, and I think because of their expectations, they allowed those issues to become what they see at the forefront. It didn't allow them to be able to see the game for what it is, right? I didn't have any expectations, and that's because I understand how these games work. I know how releases work, I know how early access, all of that, and I understand that Bless Online has had a history of being released in different regions and it failing. So I didn't have too much hope, but I was like, let's see if they get it right. So you have to take that into account when you remember that this game is being released here. This isn't its first rodeo, and every other time it was released, it got fucked. So, expectations shouldn't be on 10. One of the other things that I seen people talk about was the combat. Now, personally, I like the combat. I'm not even gonna lie. It was not that bad to me. I thought it was pretty interesting. I liked the way the combos work. The idea behind it, I guess. You get one skill, it gives you like a tree of other abilities to be able to combo into, which give you another follow-up skill. So you can do 3 skills, pretty much 2 extra skills from one skill in one combo, but you can also do it again another 2 times. So you have a total of 7 skills or so. And that's pretty interesting. I think that's something that we could all use. It kind of gives me a little bit of an Ion feel if you've ever played that, where their combos worked, except that theirs were, it was the initial button you press. So if you press 2, the next combo would be on the 2 button. The way that their combos work is that if the first ability is 1, you press 1, your combo abilities are on 3 separate keys that you press those to coincide with whatever combo you're gonna do. The initial keys are fucked, and they're really weird, so definitely suggest keybinding them if you do end up trying it, and this makes you try it. And the initial startup into the game when you're going over the combat and the abilities, it's kind of weird, and I'll get into that a little bit later. One of the things that I experienced, and even I've heard mentioned as well, is just the way that they do the combat and the combos. It seems kind of weird in that when you do a combo, it's three abilities. You get the initial, you have your secondary, then you have the final, right? If you miss any one of these after the initial, you have to start the combo over again. It doesn't let you continue. So if you hit your first ability, then you hit the second one, and the second one misses, you can't go to the third. And it's weird that it does that because it breaks your combo chain, and now you have to start all over again, and then you have to worry about cooldowns and all that stuff. And it's like, why not just allow me to be able to just miss the ability and continue the combo? Why make me have to start all over again, as if it was my fault? I didn't ask for RNG. You put here. Let me just work with whatever I have. So that's kind of weird to me personally. I don't know how I really feel about it at this moment, but I mean, it is what it is, really. If that's how it works, you just press more buttons. Honestly, I think that would be a better enhancement, but not groundbreaking to me. It's not gonna change the way I feel about the combat. I kind of like it. So, sue me. The next thing that we have here is the translations. And so that was when I was talking about the combat and the abilities, and in the beginning, how it kind of was weird to be able to get everything set up. Yeah, the translations in this game they're not good. They're not good. It's weird because the scenarios, like the cinematics and the story, they're pretty decent, but everywhere else is doo-doo. Just hot doo-doo. And it's crazy. And translations I can forgive, to be honest. It's like, whatever. It's an Eastern MMO, it's coming from another region, and whatever, sure, translations. I've never seen them this bad. I've seen them just omit them altogether and stuff will still be in a different language, or maybe it just kind of sounds weird. But it's the things I felt that they should have prioritized would have been like the menus and options and stuff, and they didn't. So that's kind of weird that they took that route, because I don't care if the story's translated bad. I don't pay attention to the story any damn way. The menus, what I have to interface with, the skills I have to read, those things should be the things that you should, ultimately put at the forefront of your translation timeline. But I mean, hey, at the end of the day, if I can ultimately figure out that this ability does this, that's my concern. And I think you can still kind of do that. It's just not optimal. So, but it's translation. That's not all. That's also not game breaking to me. The last thing that I want to talk about is the optimization. Now, this is the big one. This is the thing that we have to take into account. The optimization is just bad. I can't get around it. I can't even try to sugarcoat it. It's just bad. Like, if you're in anywhere but like a solo dungeon, your frames are gonna drop. I don't care if you have the best computer ever. It's gonna drop. It's just a thing. And it sucks because that's something I feel that they should have worked on to begin with. And I don't know if it's something that they're going to be able to fix in a timely fashion. Because keep in mind, like I said earlier, this is a game they've done already. This is not like their first rodeo. This has come out in multiple places. And if the optimization wasn't their key priority to begin with making with getting it over to the West, I don't know if they will do that right away. I mean, granted, with the release that they had, I can't imagine that they would completely ignore it. But like, what is that really going to take? Like, is that going to be 3, 4, 5 updates from now? Is that going to be the very next update in a week? Like, how are we going to be able to transition from what the game is now to what it should be or what it could be? And the optimization is just going to make the game more difficult to be able to play, more difficult for people to get into. People are just not going to want to be able to say, hey, this is, the game that I'm going to finally be able to say I can relax and enjoy and play until the next big game comes out. I think the problem here is that people don't have the confidence that they will do right by the game in terms of this optimization issue. It may just be something where we may have to deal with it for quite some time. Hopefully that isn't the case. But I mean, if it is, if you can get around it, then I mean, gung ho. If you can't, then you know, it's just something that we have to deal with. So ultimately, what's the future of Bless gonna look like, right? There's so many people that are leaving the game. They're going back to their old MMOs. They are, getting refunds, things like that. Um, I don't think the game is gonna die, to be honest. I think the game is going to survive. How long it survives all really depends on the developer and what they're able to fix in a timely fashion. If they're able to take this release and be able to use it as a catalyst for them to drive those important fixes they need for the game, I think that they will be okay. Because if they, the one thing that I know that a lot of players look to in developers is for them to listen. Now, if they're able to take this, listen to what people are saying, listen to the outcries, the problems that everybody's having, and address all of those issues, then I think that they're going to be okay. Um, in terms of releases, I get it. MMO releases, they're never really that great. Queue times are trash. They have all kinds of issues, like that splash screen issue. That's a thing, and it sucks that it's come to that. But ultimately, it's just a matter of can they fix it, and will people still give it a try after that? The problem that I think that the big issue really is that it's a buy to play game. So there's a certain expectation that people have with I'm gonna spend money to play this game, and this is what I get. And so I think that will definitely stop a lot of people from coming in, because it's one thing if it was free and then anybody could just download it and try it, and then if they come, if they come, if they don't kind of thing. But this is like they're depending on people to buy the game to try it, and that's where they're definitely gonna get screwed, because everybody who initially wanted to play bought the game. Everybody at this point, after seeing all these videos, are not gonna want to buy the game. So I mean, I'm definitely gonna try to give it some more time and definitely play some more, despite all the issues, because I can overlook a lot. So I'm definitely gonna try to still, give it a good go, see what happens, see what the player base looks like after these next couple days too, because I know a lot of people are just out and leaving, and then go from there, because I see the potential in Bless. I can see that it's not going to be groundbreaking. It's not going to be the next WoW. It's not going to be, the end all be all of MMOs, or it may not even be the savior for the genre to the next game. I definitely can just see it as a game that people can play, where it's like almost all MMOs. If you like this MMO, it's going to be something you're going to play. If it's not, you just were going to play whatever you're already playing. And so I think that we just got to give it some time, and in the next couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, we'll see what the developer really does with the game, and depending on what they do is really going to determine the life of this game, if it's going to survive. And I can't say I have faith, but I can't say I doubt them. I'm just kind of indifferent at the moment, and so I'm just going to wait to see what they do. So let's give them their time. I'm gonna, do things, play the game sometime, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully they figure it out. I think it could be an interesting game to play. So yeah, those are my opinions. That's how I feel. Anybody got problems, fight me. Otherwise, like the video, comment down below how you feel. Let me know if you really have problems with the game, if you're going to still decide to play or anything like that. And subscribe for future content. I'm going to be talking about other things other than Bless. I'll also still post Guild War videos. So there's that. Bet you wasn't expecting that now, weren't you? Make out.